Hello, I'm Onunu, and today I'm going to show you how I do the makeup for my Zane costume from Ninjago. And full disclaimer beforehand, I am going to be doing this a little bit differently than I normally do because I'm not doing this for like an event or anything. I'm not wearing this out. This is just for this video, so I'm going to be doing things to make it a little bit easier for myself for taking it off afterwards. Like, I'm not going to like seal the paint or anything like that. Of course, I'll go over all the steps that I usually do to do it, but just for right now, I'm going to be doing it a little bit differently than I usually do. So, without further ado, let's get started. First thing I do, obviously, is put in the contacts because putting those in makes water come out of my eyes and I don't want that messing up the makeup. So I'm going to change my contacts first. My hands are clean fingers. And now I'm blind. And those are the eyeballs. Technically these aren't in, well, it stings a little. These aren't in my usual prescription. They used to be, but then my eyes got worse, so now they're not. I know that you're like not supposed to wear contacts that aren't in your actual prescription, but who cares? I haven't had an issue with them. I can still see just fine, just not as good as my usual ones. Now that that's taken care of, I can start on my eyebrows. Elmer's glue. The glue kind of creates a barrier between the paint and my eyebrows, so I don't have to scrub at my eyebrows to try and get paint out of them. Next I'm gonna use this gross ass spoolie. The only thing I use it for is this, my eyebrows. Yeah, I just kind of scrape it upwards. Make sure every single hair is coated with glue until it looks like that. And then I just take a finger and kind of smooth it over. And also, I'm not used to being on camera, so I'm probably gonna ramble a lot, so fair warning. Why do I have a pen? Okay, while that's drying, I'm going to wait because I can't do anything. Actually, no, I can. Okay. I'm gonna take an eyebrow pencil and I'm going to draw out the outline of where I want everything to go. I need to pull up pictures of my own costume because I forget how to do it. So I start trying to find the center I can. So what I struggle with is symmetry. It's not the end of the world if it's not symmetric, but it always looks cooler if it is. I don't want to get it in my hairline this time because that's really annoying to take off. I always have the mask handy so I know how far I actually need to go down because I do not want to have to paint more than I actually have to because it takes a while. Contrary to popular belief, I actually have very, very shaky hands, and doing this sort of thing isn't all that fun because precision is key, and shaky hands do not help at all for that. I always end up doing the lines for the entire face in this step, but it's gonna get covered up anyway, so for the first time, I'm actually not going to do that. I'm just going to go right in with the paint. So the paint I use are these, the Mehron CreamBlend sticks. This one is in the shade Monster Gray, which is just dark gray. They have two grays, light gray and dark gray. And I like these because they're super duper easy to apply. They're super forgiving. They stay on through sweat and tears. The only thing is they don't dry on their own because it's just cream. You have to powder set them in order to wear them like out and about. which for me doesn't apply to the silver one, because if you powder the silver one, it's not silver anymore, it's just gray. But normally you always powder set these so that they actually like dry. Anyway, back to the point. Dark gray, it has some blue on it, which I need to get off. We'll just use the fingers. No one will know. Apply it directly, or you can sponge it on, or you can brush it on, whatever works for you. So I put a good bit on, and then I blend it around with the brush. I just go all the way to the line. It doesn't matter if it's not perfect because I'm going to be drawing over the line again anyway. I'm just trying to keep it as out of my hair as possible because it is so hard to get this stuff out of my hairline. It's ridiculous. It doesn't matter if it's not like 100% even. So you can keep caking the paint on. It's not water-based paint, like it's not gonna remove what's underneath it if you keep trying to layer it. But I just completely lost my train of thought. I don't know what I was saying. Oh, layering it. You can keep layering it, but once you powder set it, it looks even more even to begin with, so it doesn't matter if it's not like 100% even at this stage, like you'll be fine. Although I think for now I'm gonna be skipping the powder stage because it's harder to get off when it's powder set. So I'm not gonna be doing that because I want to get this off really quickly. But normally what I do is I take this stuff, the Mehron Colorset powder. You can also use baby powder. This is basically just talc powder. Actually, it literally is talc aluminum hydroxide talc powder. I just take this stuff and I cake it on. You really like want to press a whole bunch on there, and then I let it bake for like 5 to 10 minutes usually. And then I brush it off with like a big fluffy brush, and then I move into the shiny metallic paint. Now I'm gonna smear this all over myself, and this is the part in the last video that I turned into a light bulb the whole time, so if it unfocuses, I'm sorry. I will try to fix it as soon as I see it. For this, I'm gonna use my bigger brush. This brush is falling apart because it is 6 years old. I have been using it ever since I first started using face paint. It's very close to my heart, but it is time to get a new one because it is falling apart. The like bristles are coming out of it and stuff, so. Now I'm gonna get in all the little nooks and crannies. Alright. Now, the fun part. If you want to use the kind that isn't like in ink, you want to use this stuff that's more like a paint. So it's like a literal brush on it. This is the only kind that will actually stay and fully dry on top of the wet paint, which is the metallic stuff. Now we begin. Okay, a good start. Oh, it was precarious. Alright, now that I have the main outline done, to do the rest of it is kind of based on the position of the eyebrows. So, Zane's eyebrows are fairly straight, so I kind of usually do something like that-ish. I usually start at the base of where my actual eyebrows are. Someone is blasting something in the way from Nirvana outside. I don't know who. That's a good song. The Batman song. That actually looks pretty good. Okay. Okay, got high hopes. other side. Good enough. And then I go in with eyeshadow to fill it in. A super cheap palette from Amazon. I don't think it's even a name brand. I don't know. I don't know anything about makeup actually. Take one of these angled brushes because they're good for just packing stuff in there. Get a whole bunch on there, and then I just fill it in. Now, where is it? I'm gonna go back in with the eyeliner, and I'm gonna draw like some lines. I guess it's part of my art style, I guess, I don't know. But I'm gonna just kind of lightly fill in the gaps on the actual line itself. It's not super noticeable, but you can kind of see it, and it looks cool in pictures, so why not? Now that the eyebrows are done, I can start doing the rest of the lines and details that go onto the face. Actually, I'm gonna do the eyes first. I use silver eyeshadow for this. Again, it's the only like other color on this palette I've actually used, so it's the only gross one. You gotta really cake it on for this because your brush is gonna get filled with other silver that makes it impossible to get more eyeshadow on it. You can see it's like fully off of my eyes by now, the paint. And I do it under the eyes too. Good enough to me. Alright, now time for the lines. Basically the goal is to make it look like there's actually a whole bunch of plates making up my face, rather than it being just rubber, I guess. This is probably the best I've done this in a while. Ooh, that wasn't good. I do like vents there, or whatever. Oh, this part's always hard. Okay. It's a little messy on that side, but it's good enough. Guess I'll do eyeliner now and then see if I want to add more black around the eyes. I think that's just about as good as it's gonna get. I suck at eyeliner. At this point, I'm also trying to make my face look a little bit more angular. I'm just like, I'm not trying to look too glamorous, if you know what I mean. I think I'll do mascara and then do the paint over the eyelashes again. And because the silver paint is still wet and it doesn't dry, eventually the eyeliner, it's gonna dry, and like as you move your face around, it's gonna like crack and like crust up. So if you do anything like this, like to a convention, especially with just like the silver paint, you want to make sure you have extra eyeliner with you because it's gonna come off eventually. Like, that's unavoidable. So yeah, let's see. Let's try the silver paint on the eyelash. Last time I did white. I don't know. It might just have the same effect for this. You see it? Yeah. I feel like doing the mascara first kind of gives it a base to hold on to. Oh, I know. Sometimes I do like a little bit of a highlight around like the edges here to make it pop a little bit more. I don't know how possible that's gonna be because I didn't set it, but let's try anyway. It's there. Ish. I just forgot about my neck. I don't think I want to do my neck. I'm sorry, but basically I do the exact same thing to my neck as my face, but just the neck design instead. I think I kind of alternated between using the CreamBlend and the same color but in the water-based paint instead, because the water-based paint, it rubs off less, also because it actually dries. So this is the final look. Actually, no, one more finishing touch. Where is it? I'm going to add some blue to the inner corners of my eyelids. I have some sparkly blue right here. Yippee! Okay, now we're done. This is the wig. Kinda could use a bit of a touch-up, but it's been a couple years since I last did a touch-up, or more like 1 year. As you can see, because I didn't go all the way to my hairline, that part is peeking out, but for today's purposes, it's good enough. I'm also not putting the full costume on today, obviously. Anyway, this is the full makeup look. Full 360, I guess. It's only the front of my face that I did, but anyway, this is how I do my makeup for Zane Ninjago. I apologize if I talked a lot, but I hope this cleared up any questions you guys had about how I do the makeup. Honestly, I can't even remember if this is the way that I do it all the time. It's been a few months. But yes, this is the makeup for Zane Ninjago. If you have any extra questions, feel free to ask me in the comments section of wherever I end up putting this video. It might honestly go up on YouTube. I'm not sure if I'm 100% gonna do that, but anyway, I hope you enjoyed watching this happen. And I'm sorry about the previous video, and I'm sorry that I didn't do all the steps that I usually take to do this makeup, like setting it and everything. Anyway, thank you for watching, if you watched all the way through. Yeah, goodbye.